you have caught the cold. But your body is strong enough to fight it, and therefore you don't have the symptoms. Same thing is going to happen with this coronavirus. It's a kind of a flu, a cold. And obviously it has different symptoms, and it's much worse than the normal types of cold that people get. And therefore, once it's out in the atmosphere, in the environment, in our surroundings, then all of us on this planet will end up catching it in some shape or form at some point. If you isolate yourself now, in 3 months' time, when you come into contact with someone who's a carrier, who has some symptoms,
hey, Random, dude, what's up, bro?
You'll catch it. Unfortunately,
how you doing,
that's
man?
the reality that the government isn't telling you, because they don't want people to panic. And it's true, you shouldn't panic. So, you should stop worrying about it and stop hoarding the toilet paper you're all hoarding, because I've been to the supermarket a few times and there is no toilet paper, so I don't know what people are doing. Instead of having food, they're eating toilet paper perhaps. Going back to the virus and what's going to happen. The whole population,
I accidentally fucking ended the damn live stream, fucking damn tea.
Some people will get some symptoms,
hit the wrong button.
Symptoms, and some people will die.
My bad, bro.
Looking at the stats of
I'm doing good, man. I just can't sleep, man. I got a lot of shit on my head, man.
The percentage of people who are dying is between 1 and 2%.
Did you guys hear that in the background?
That's a very, very large number for the human civilization to basically accept that something is killing people so quickly. The normal common cold or flu virus that we get every year kills more people. And the cause of death is usually something else rather than the cold. So if you're ill, you caught a cold and you got pneumonia and you died from pneumonia. So they put cause of death pneumonia rather than cause of death catching the flu.
Yeah, you could hear it, that random dude.
You have got coronavirus, and then if you die of the complications or a pneumonia or a chest infection, they don't write death by pneumonia. They
Stream Elements finally wanted to show up.
People are more scared. Yes, it's a serious thing that's happening around the world, but there's nothing we can do to stop it. The main thing is that the governments are asking everyone to isolate themselves and stay away, because they don't want the whole system to collapse as a result.
Well, it's already going to happen.
Sick at the same time, the phone lines would be jammed, the ambulance service, the hospitals, they wouldn't be able to cope, and there are people who are very sick.
What's the commercial?
But by the time they do the triage and figure out who is more serious and who isn't, the more serious patients and the older patients may die. So what they're trying to do is to limit the amount of people who get the virus at the same time. The government knows that we are all going to get it, but they want people to get it in small batches. And that way it can be managed effectively. The other thing is, some countries have started doing these tests and saying, okay, these people have had the virus, so they are less likely to get it again. It's just like common cold. If you
but that's a lie. That's a lie. They're saying you can get it as many times.
If you're weak, that you could get it again. So, and you will pass it on to others who haven't had it. So all those things that we experience from cough and a cough.
Okay, but my thing is, I don't want the camera on right now, but my thing is, they're saying you can get it more than once, but when it first started, why didn't it hit the kids right away? Why didn't it hit the younger kids right away? It only hit 1 or 2, 3, 4 at the most, 5 at the most. It was hitting the kids from 24 to 40 something. It was all within that range, and then all of a sudden it just started hitting the kids, the little kids, at the end of it, right at the end of was that summer? No, not even summer. Summer hadn't even hit yet, really. This is summer now, but dude, I'm writing a book about this thing, man. My book, I'm already on the second part of this book I'm writing. I hopefully to have it out by the end of next year. Both of them out by the end of next year. So they can be in the store together. I'm actually wanting to put them in the store together. I'm wanting to wait till I get done with both of them and put them in the store together as a set. Book 1, book 2 set. I don't even have the publishing house I use yet. None of that. It's going to be called The Day in the Life of Jason and Trisha Parks, the day we thought the world was going to end. The Donald Trump pandemic. I just think that this country is trying to get so much of the one world order started. Has anybody else experienced any coin shortages and the people telling you that you have to have that exact change for your purchase, what you're buying?
And cold when it happens around us, it's the same thing. I thought I should make this video because the last video was about a conspiracy theory and about things that may or may not happen. We don't know. We'll probably never find out the facts. The main thing is to eat proteins, eat a healthy diet, eat vegetables, because that will boost your immunity, and then have juices. If you have the option, then make the juices at home, like squeeze fresh fruit and make juice from it. So I don't know if you've noticed this, but if you drink a lot of orange juice, it creates a lot of acidity in your stomach, and you end up having sometimes some cough or some sore throat. And even though vitamin C is very good, but if you drink a lot of juice, it can create phlegm, which is the mucus that is produced from our mucosal membranes and
vitamin
our
C.
lungs.
So vitamin C.
You could mix apple, carrot, and orange juice together to reduce the acidity. It will have more healthy benefits as well. In terms of taking medication...
Guys, I'm staying here for 14 more minutes and I gotta get off. I gotta go somewhere real quick. I'll come jump back on T-Studio when I get back.
Avoid fake news because there's a lot of stuff going on about Nurofen, which is ibuprofen, and other medicines, what you should take and what you shouldn't. With a virus, you can only control the symptoms and you can build your immunity. So
yeah, but there's been
that, because if you have a high fever,
there's been a major pandemic. Let me look this up. Hold on, guys, before I go anywhere. I want you guys to see this. Major pandemics from the 1720s until Here's the outbreak of 10 of the worst pandemics in history. But if you look, this goes back all the way to 165 AD. Did you see that though? The flu pandemic of 1918? What does pandemic and epidemic mean? What's a pandemic and an epidemic, the definition of it? That'll tell you what the worst one is. See, a lot of people would think epidemic, definition of epidemic. Definition of epidemic. The definition of a epidemic is a widespread occurrence of an infectious disease in a community at a particular time. That's the definition of the epidemic, which was before the pandemic. Now this is the definition of a pandemic. The definition of pandemic, Merriam-Webster's dictionary is the best one. I should have went to that. Pandemic, noun, pandemic, MIK. Definition of pandemic, entry 2 of 2. An outbreak of a disease that occurs over a wide geographic area and affects an exceptionally high proportion of the population. A pandemic outbreak of a disease, which is county to county, over long distances, which would be world or country. Pandemic goes from worldwide, epidemic is worldwide, pandemic goes county to county. I don't think there's nobody in here.
You need to work on reducing your fever. So, yeah. Take care, people, and thanks for watching, and more videos to come. Ciao.
Yeah, because they tell you to go.
Ice cold Bud Light, Seltzer here.
And anyway, I get a notification from Facebook that my video had been removed for violating community standards. So, ladies and gentlemen, why is this important? All I did, I'm not even talking in the video, all I did was share a video of doctors, group of doctors, not just one doctor, a group of doctors, standing there simply saying that, that there is medication for the virus going on. Now, I'm not a doctor. I don't know how true that was. I have no idea. But what I do know is that it's very, very, very scary that I can't even post a video of doctors talking about what they have found to be effective against COVID-19 without Facebook taking it down, saying that I have violated community standards. 12.6 thousand people are watching. I need each and every one of you to hit the share button right now. How is this free speech? Let me ask you that. Let's just get off of coronavirus for a minute. How is this free speech? How is it free speech when you can't even post a video of doctors talking? I didn't know that Facebook knew things that doctors didn't know. I didn't know that Mark Zuckerberg was treating a single COVID-19 patient. I was unaware that Facebook was the end-all be-all on what is adequate medical procedure for the coronavirus. But apparently, That's where we're at. Here we are on Facebook right now. There's 14,000 people watching. I need everyone to hit the share button
14,000.
because this is a problem. If we can't have conversation, if we can't talk about these things, if we can't have information from multiple groups of people, especially other doctors, then what the crap are we doing? I mean, just go ahead and say what you really want. Just go ahead and lock us all down. Just go ahead and make it to where none of us have any rights or freedoms ever again. Just go ahead and take everything away from us because that's what you really want at this point. And Zithromax and zinc and all this other kind of stuff, they need doctors to prescribe that stuff to them. So what's the harm, Facebook, in watching a video of doctors talking about a different way? And most importantly, are we just going to stand by?